I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, Lee Jackson. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I am doing wonderful, mate, and I'm absolutely loving your voice.
Oh, thank you. I like your voice very much as well. Deep tone. It's a great pleasure to connect with you, Lee. Tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
Right now, I am sat in a place called Wellingborough, which is in the United Kingdom. So for those who don't know where that is, it's an hour from London.
All right. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Be my podcast, I believe.
Yeah, tell us about your podcast, please.
Cool. My podcast is to help agency owners, that's design agency owners around the world, fall in love with their agency again, because so many of them are very stressed and struggling with difficult clients or difficult projects. So that's our mission, to help people fall in love again.
So who did you learn the skill? I mean, again, the name of the podcast is WP Innovator, right? Do you say WordPress Innovator or just WP Innovator?
Just WP Innovator. Okay. And we are actually shifting as well to a different name very soon, because WordPress has become less and less the focus, and it's become more and more on helping people run agencies, and WordPress is only a very small part of that now.
Do you have the new name, or is it just going to be something that you will come up with soon?
No, we do. It's called Agency Trailblazer.
Ooh, love it, because when this episode drops, I'm guessing it would be changed for Jan 2018, yeah?
Yes, well, actually, it'll be changing in December.
Oh, sweet.
Ready for people to enjoy over Christmas and make real change in their lives in January.
Agency Trailblazer, I love it. Ooh, sounds great. So where did the new name come from?
Well, the idea of trailblazing, across places where people have never been, I guess, and for a lot of people with their agency, they've created an agency over time through decisions that they've made, and they kind of trapped in that. And then you've got this kind of new world where they can essentially do an agency reset and go and do a whole load of new things and trailblaze to an agency that they can love. So I kind of figured that was the best word to describe what people are doing. And plus, for branding, it's beautiful because you can do all sorts of things. You know, you can do campfires, you can do wagons, you can do all sorts of the Old West as people trailblazed across the USA. The branding potential is phenomenal.
That's amazing. So who did you learn this skill of being a visionary from?
Well, from making loads and loads of mistakes in agency life for the last 10 years, and then going, if I don't do that but do this instead, something different happens. That's the old adage, isn't it, from what's his name, Einstein, when he was saying if you do the same thing over and over again but expect different results, then learn over many years of doing all the wrong things until I realized better ways of doing everything. I'm one of those people who has to learn not from other people, but by going ahead and making the massive mistake anyway, despite being warned, and then going, oh yeah, all right, now I see.
Which definitely carries the challenges with it. Why will you continue to learn or to even repeat the skill in this fashion?
Well, for me, our agency keeps getting better and better the way we roll, and that's exactly what we want to apply for other people. We want to try and help other people learn some of the lessons that we learned without them having to go through the pain. So that's why I'm going to keep doing that. It feels like we're doing a service to people, but also because we've got the podcast and we're building a community as well. This is an amazing marketing tool for us as well. We also build websites for agencies, so we actually help them with their coding resource. So it's been a brilliant vehicle. We because we help agencies as well with their code, like building of websites. The podcast is brilliant for us because it's getting us exposure with our target audience. So that's another reason why we will keep doing it, not only to help people, which we want to do above all things, but also the karma, as it were. The result is that we are actually getting lots of great business as well for us, which helps us put food on the table.
Yeah, you sound like a person who gets things done, Lee. You definitely get things done. I could be wrong, but it sounds as though you get things done.
I like to.
Yeah,
I'm very impatient.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good quality in this particular instance, isn't it? Tell me where's the best place we can go to connect with you, please.
Oh, sure. Just head on over to WPinnovator.com. That will redirect when we change.
Okay. To Agency Trailblazer. Wonderful. What is one thing you've done consistently, Lee, over the last 3 years?
Create content.
How does that make you feel?
Two things. Makes me feel happy that I'm helping people. And the second thing is it makes me realize how much I've got locked up inside that I didn't realize. You know so much more than you realize. And when you create content, it just seems to flow out of you.
Yeah, it does. I love creating content. I love it. Why would you suggest to someone that's listening that they do create content? And what type of content would you suggest to the wide audience out there?
A lot of people find blogging quite difficult. So I would probably recommend trying to do something like a podcast where you're having a more conversational piece, because when you're having a conversation with people, it's very easy and natural for the knowledge you have inside of you to flow out. And you'll make discoveries about what you know yourself, and again, you're helping other people around the world as well. So I would recommend people at least start with something like either podcasting or some form of live stream. And if you're not feeling confident, maybe have someone who can help prompt you, like an interviewer, to help prompt you through some of those conversations.
Love it. Again, amazing audience. We are live with Lee Jackson, and you can definitely connect with him. He is the podcast host of Agency Trailblazer, new from WP Innovator. Lee, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water.
Nice.
Lee, what is your earliest childhood memory?
That would be me on a boat in the middle of Lake Erie in Canada.
How old do you think you were?
3.
Why do you think this memory is so clear, and how do you see it connecting to who you are today?
Oh, that's a big question. I think the memory's so clear because I was surrounded by family and the scenery was beautiful. We're in the middle of a boat. There was nothing else around us. You could just see the shoreline in the distance, and obviously very blue sky. With regards to perhaps why it stood out for me is I'm very, very family orientated. I want family time. I like us to travel. I like us to be out and about together. One of my favorite phrases is "together is our favorite place to be." So, traveling is great, but traveling is only great when we're together, when we're a family unit doing stuff together. So maybe I could be wrong, but I feel like that's probably why it stands out the most.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Do it, mate.
I love the idea of who you are, who you've become, or probably who you are. Well, who you've become. Well, probably who you are. It's a jostle. But the idea that you are in the middle of the lake and the fear that is removed because of the support system that is there. But to see you being the individual who isn't afraid to jump into the deep end, understanding that you will get back to the shore safely, and understanding that when you do get back there that you're going to be stronger, which interestingly enough sets you up to help others, is fascinating to me.
I'll take that. I love it.
Pretty amazing. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Don't laugh. It was Bop by Hanson. In confession, I thought the middle one was a girl, and I actually had a crush on him for ages. Until I realised he was a boy. And then just felt really conflicted for about 2 years.
Well, we have it live. It's recorded. Right, Lee. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here, which isn't going to be a challenge for Lee because he is pretty quick. Lee, have you chosen? Lee, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
What about screen time? The phone and or the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Definitely more.
Lee, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is called Yours. It stands for your own unique real self, with the idea of answering questions similar to these that connect you to your own unique real statement. A statement that represents who you are, your mission statement, if you would. Lee, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Lee Jackson, what would you say that is?
See, I'm not sure if I understand this or not. I mean, my mission is to help people fall in love with their business again. Would that be classed as a unique real statement?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
That
well, then that's it then.
Connects to you. Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah,
that's what's the closest to my heart.
You're great. Lee Jackson, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Yes. One thing I learned a long time ago, it was actually on a John Lee Dumas podcast through a guest, and someone said, sell every single day. And that means do one form of marketing activity a day. That need be a little bit of social media. It could be sending out an email or anything. It needn't be anything big, but just doing one thing every day to help with your business and help you get to where you need to be. That's something that stayed with me for years since I heard that episode.
Lee Jackson, this was a great pleasure. My friend, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Nice one. Thanks, mate.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.